Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Deborah and today I'm giving you a tour of my new Winnebago. So I have marked this video with a different cover. So when you're looking at YouTube, you'll be able to clearly see which ones are the videos on the motorhome and which ones are craft videos. We managed to get it in under the carport. We have a very high carport and it just fitted, so that was lucky. And also reversing it down the driveway. So I'm just going to go and see if I can remember how to open it up now. And this is inside. And it's got a nice handle here. In the night that lights up, pretty blue colour. And it's got some steps here that I'm going to push down now. If I can just remember where the buttons are. We only just got it on Tuesday. And there we have steps. Now, because I'm short, this is still quite high. So we bought a different step to put on the ground so that I can get up into the motorhome without worrying about trying to heave myself up, because it's actually really, really tall off the ground. We didn't realise it would be this high off the ground. And also because I've got the handle, I make sure that I hang on when I'm getting in. So I've only been in it a few times so far and we've not stocked it out or anything, and I haven't taken it anywhere yet other than just driving it back from where we picked it up, which is not far from our house. So here we are, and I'm just going to shut the curtains because there's a lot of light coming in the cab there and the sun's bouncing off the windscreen. So let me just pull these curtains shut. It's good to have the curtains because they block the heat, and also at night you won't be able to see in. So this is up above the cabin. You can see there's a mattress there, and also that grey thing you see is the handle to wind down the external awning. It's got a couple of little windows up there and lights because you can actually sleep up there, but we won't be doing that, of course. This is the area where I'll be doing my crafting. So I've got two really long benches, and there is the other bench there. And in the middle, I have this table, and the table goes up and down, and I'm going to try and show you some of that. So there's a button on the floor that you press, and it will push right down. And then there's this black handle here, and when you move that, the table moves. So if you hold on to it, I'll just sit down and do it. It might be easier. So if you hold on to this handle here, you can actually then move the table around. I'm trying to get a wide shot while keeping my hand on the table is a bit difficult, but it will actually move. It will also completely swivel around the other way, so you can turn it all the way around. Obviously it's not a one-handed job, but I'm doing okay actually. And then of course with the button on the floor, when you press that and push down on the top of the table, it will go right down. So it goes down to under the level of the couch here. And the reason it does that is because the bed comes down from outside. And that's one of the windows. So it's got fantastic, lots of light, which is very important for me. And then just here, I will show you, we have a nice little fly screen. And then pulling up the other way, it becomes a blockout blind. So you can have either of those things, and of course the windows open up and everything like that. Now what's above here, that's the bed. And I'll just show you how that goes down. I won't bring it all the way down because you need to push the table down, but we can leave it permanently made. Probably didn't get much of that because it seems to have gone quite dark. There you go. You can see I've started to pull the bed down now, and that will go all the way down and sit over the top of the couch on either end. And so it doesn't actually lean on the couch, it's actually held up by some straps, but it will come down and sit on top of the couch. So that's kind of the height it is so that you can get in. And now you can see more that over cab storage in what's called the Luton Peak and we will just use that for some storage, tables and chairs and things that we can easily get out. And during the day we'll throw our pillows up there, because I like to have a lot of pillows on my bed, and you can't have them because otherwise that bed won't reach the roof, and you want the bed on the roof so you don't hit your head when you're walking around the van. And it's lucky because we're not both very tall, so we can fit well under there. I'll show you it going up again. And there we are, it's up on the ceiling and there's plenty of room to walk through. That is a little bit bright, I'm sorry about that. It's just picking up the glare from outside, but hopefully that showed you enough of what I wanted to show you. So working my way around, here is the kitchen. We have a lovely big tap that swivels, which is one of my must-haves. And also we have a sink, and I must say I do not like the sink. It's a round sink and it's got a flip top lid, but at the moment it's going to have to do. There has to be some compromise when you're buying these things, because it's not going to give you every single thing that you want. And the other thing I can do is probably I can turn some lights on maybe. Let's see if I can turn some lights on. There you go. So now I'm just flicking some lights, and there's also some lights underneath the bed. So at night it should be bright enough. I think there's probably more lights that can go on as well. I just don't know where they are at the moment. And then above the sink we have a microwave. So that's me filming that you can see reflected in the microwave. And then above there there's another tiny little cupboard. We'll have to work out what we're going to store in there. And then below, just get my feet out of the way so it's not being filmed. Below that we have some drawers and some cupboards. And you can see that they just open, you push in and pull out. Now this one's split because it's the actual sink. So that's why it's got that hole in it. They've made good use of space, and they're also soft close, and then you just clip them up again. So we have cupboards, the water tank is obviously under there, and then along the way we have, other than the fly swat which my husband bought me as a bit of a joke, that's sitting on there for me. The bench is really big. Another thing that I really wanted was a big bench, because many of them don't actually have very big benches, but this one does, because over the stove it has this flip up lid, and so that flips up, and then this is the top of the stove and it flips up as well. And you can see we've got 3 gas burners and 1 normal sort of sealed burner there, and then that comes down again. Now we don't have an oven, this is actually just a grill, and that's fine because we probably wouldn't use an oven if we had an oven anyway. And one thing I do like is this, we have a pull-out pantry, so we'll be able to put our dry goods and cereals and stuff in there. And again, it should be soft closed. Well, maybe it's not quite working, but anyway. And then above here we have some cupboards. Like I said, I'm just new to this. I'm kind of learning how to open things. But there are 3 cupboards up here. Now, those 2 are a bit shorter, not as high, because there's a range hood under here. So if you're cooking, you can turn the range hood on, and hopefully they won't fly open when we're traveling. They seem to be quite sturdy. One of the things I liked about this motorhome was that the hooks and the catches on the drawers are actually metal, and on a lot of motorhomes they're plastic. So they were some of the things that we kind of looked at and made sure, after looking at a lot of motorhomes, which ones we wanted. And now I've just put this lid down here. That's our command center. Let me just show you that before I put the lid down. This is our command center above the fridge, and then here we have our fridge. This was another non-negotiable for me. I wanted a big fridge, especially with a big freezer. So this is the freezer, and that was important to me because I intend to take a lot of frozen meals that I make and then just use the microwave to unthaw them. Because we're not travelling full time, I think that's what I'll probably do initially. This is a Dometic fridge. It's a 3-way. That means it runs on electricity, gas and solar power. And then this is the inside. You can see we haven't even taken the sticky tape and stuff off yet, but we will. And then in here next to the fridge we have a pantry. So actually I think Shane, my husband, might use this to store his clothes. I'm not sure yet. We haven't decided. So there are some shelves in this one. It's quite large, but there are 4 drawers below there, you can see. It must be on a bit of a slope here in the driveway because it's not quite closing. There you go. So 4 drawers, plenty of storage there. And I must admit there's plenty of storage everywhere. Like there's a big pot drawer there under the stove, under the grill, and plenty of room for everything, I think. Then moving in, do you like my floor? Now this hasn't been cleaned. They said they cleaned it, but it actually hasn't been cleaned, so it still needs to be cleaned. We're taking it back because there's a couple of little things they have to fix as well. So this is, let me just try and stop that flaring. That's the toilet. It's a cassette toilet. I did want a compost toilet, but it wasn't possible to get one, so we just have to live with the cassette toilet for now. And then across the bottom here you can see we've got a bench top. I think it's a bit flary, but yeah, there you go. And on the side there are 2 shelves on either side, and then here there's plenty of storage in this cupboard here. So we've got 2 sides, lots of storage here again. And I just noticed that door just misses the toilet when it's opened, which is good. So lots of shelf storage in there. We added a couple of things to the motorhome. We added a tow bar, we added a diesel heater, which just comes out under the lounge, and we also added this washing machine. So it is, I think, a 2 kilo front loader washing machine. Just open it and show you. It's a little teeny tiny baby one. It's very cute, but it will be fine for us. And above this we have 3 cupboards. So again, they just have the flip top cupboards here, and there are 3 of them across. Then we have a sink here, and then another nice tap here, and then quite a big mirror. They actually had to cut the mirror down in order to fit the machine in, but it's still a large mirror. And there's a towel rail there. And then if I open this here, this is our shower. And again, something that I didn't want to compromise on was having a large shower and having a separate shower. I didn't want to have the shower and toilet in one. This is called a dry bath as opposed to a wet bath. Nice black accessories. Probably not something I would have necessarily chosen, but again, it's all about compromise. And above there we have a fan, and also you can open that up so it becomes it's a bit of a hatch, so you can open it up and let the air out as well as the fan. So that will be handy when we are showering, so that the motorhome doesn't get too much steam in it. And next to that is another full-length cupboard, and this will be my clothing cupboard. So it's got some hanging space up the top. There's a rod in there. I was just seeing it is in there. Oh, I just had to go up a bit further. Let me get that for you. There is a rod that you can see there. That's the hanging rod, and I'll share some of that with my husband probably. He might have a shirt or 2 he wants to hang. And then I've got 2 shelves, and I'll have to buy some containers or something to put the clothing in, because they are quite deep and also quite high. So to maximize storage, I'll be creating, internal shelving with some sort of containers. I've seen a fair few out there that you can use. And then there is a door here on the other side, and this is the sliding door, so you can shut the bathroom off from the rest of the motorhome. There's a couple of hooks on the back of the door for our towels, and also I think that's probably about it really. Oh, okay, no, I forgot a few things. So up the top we have a big air conditioner, and we had it on the other day when the man was taking us through how to use the motorhome, and it cooled the spot down really quickly. And then next to that, where you can see the lights, is actually a skylight. So it's a bit hard to see because we're underneath the carport, but it opens up either large or small. The little bar you can see there changes direction, so you can just open a little bit or you can open a lot. And the other thing that's cool about this is it also has the fly screen or the block out blind, so you can open it and have some light, or you can open it and have the block out blind, either one. Now I'm just sitting in the passenger seat, just showing you the driver's seat and the dash. Again, there's plenty of storage up the top and also storage in the dash, although you're probably not going to be able to pick that up, but this is actually a storage panel in here that opens up, so I guess we can put our maps and things or whatever it is we want in there. It's got shelving and coffee cup holders, lots of those as well. Probably not getting the best. There you go. So coffee cup holders and shelf and all sorts of other things here. So this is a Mercedes-Benz, this particular one. So it's got all the bells and whistles that you could possibly want. You can see all the little dials there. It's got fancy radio and lots of other things that you could, you know, plenty of things that you probably never use. And then under the seats, I'm not going to pull them up, but we do have storage under both seats. On this side, it's got the diesel heater, and there's the outlet for the diesel heater, the black one that we put in. The other one is a speaker. There's a white speaker on each side. There's also a speaker outside and USB ports. So we've got here, under here, there's a couple of USB ports. That black thing is for the diesel heater, and then we've got plenty of power points as well. And of course around the home we've also got plenty of storage things. So there's batteries in one, gas bottles. We also have a gas bayonet at the back, and these things here are for the awning, which is up top. We've got a nice big awning up there. That's the brand of the Winnebago. It's a Cottesloe. And this is the front of our new toy. So it's quite pretty. It's got red and black on the outside. But for now, that's it. Thanks very much for joining me. This is Deborah. Cheers.